Between Christmas and my son being in hospital, over the last month or so I've had a literal pile of Sonoff relays build up here in my study. And since another one drops today, on the penultimate day of the year, I thought I'd finish the year off with a mega review, giving you a quick look at all the relays that I've not shown you yet. Hi, I'm James and I've been building out my smart home for years, with products from just about every manufacturer out there, figuring out what works and what doesn't. And here we have them all. Now, I've already briefly covered the raw relays in these ones, so I'm going to very quickly show you the Fusion series versions. These are the dual channel versions of Sonoff relays. I'm going to get this open here. In the Fusion series variant, which basically means that they are fused together with some built-in buttons. In here we have the Orb-MW2. So this will be the W2 variant of their dual channel relays, which I previously featured on the channel. You've got Live 1 and Live 2, and the Switch 1 and Switch 2 are wired to these lovely clicky buttons. And they look really nice in my honest opinion. I think they look better than the classic dimmer dials that we get here in the UK. And so this is the MW2, so it's the matter variant, so it should work in just about any ecosystem out there. And these ones are in orange, so they are of course Sonoff's Zigbee variants, the ZBW2 and the ZBW2L, which is the live only version, so it doesn't require a neutral. This one is much easier for us to use here in the UK and in a lot of Europe where we don't often have neutrals at the switch. This one will run just off of a live connection, so you can very easily replace your existing dual switch with one of these. Now let's move on to the main event, which is actually these ones, which I forgot to lay out. These came in my Christmas hamper the other week, and these are the ZBDIM series. This is a really exciting addition to the Sonoff family of products. Now we have finally got dimming capable relays, and not only are they capable, but they are really powerful because they work with a whole variety of different types of lights, from dimmable LEDs to low voltage power supplies to halogen and incandescent bulbs. These just work, and I installed one in my kitchen the other day with LED bulbs in, expecting them to have some sort of trouble, and they worked straight out the gate, even before I calibrated them. So let's take a quick look at one of these relays. Here we go. They look pretty much just like most other Sonoff relays. This here is the matter version, so once again it will work in any ecosystem you like. We've got multiple live terminals. They basically are just sharing live, neutral, your output, and switch 1 and 2. So you'll wire your switch into these and then your light into your output, and it will figure out via some sort of magic how to dim that output, which I think is personally pretty amazing. And for the value of these products, even more so. Now this is the matter version, which will work in any ecosystem. And this, once again in orange here, is of course the Zigbee variant. So this will just connect straight to a Sonoff hub or your Home Assistant preferred Zigbee connection. And over here, we have the Fusion series variants. So let's open one of these up and take a quick look. So these are the exact same relays that we have here, but fused together with some nice buttons. And a great touch this time is not only do we have brightness up and down, but we have a quick toggle for on and off as well, which I think is a nice touch. Still looks great. Very clicky and tactile. Very nice to use. And once again, look pretty good, I think. And there we have it. The new series of relays from Sonoff, from the dual channel relays over here to the Fusion variants, to the dimmers over here and their Fusion variants. We have it all. Unfortunately, I don't have anywhere in my home that I need any of the dual channel switches, but I have, as I mentioned, just installed a dimmer for a set of lights in my kitchen, which I've been wanting to have dimming and brightness control over for ages. But once again, unfortunately, it doesn't have a neutral at the switch, so we can't use this full version here, which would be lovely. But I have installed the mini dim Zigbee version for my kitchen lights. So let's go and take a look at how that went what features it offers in Zigbee to MQTT, and how it now looks. So here we are in my kitchen now, up behind the first light in a string of lights. We can see here the old relay that I previously used, and we're simply going to, bit by bit, swap out the connections, give it a quick test to make sure it's all working, completely remove the old relay, tidy things up a little bit, and hopefully get this back on, even though this relay is slightly bigger than the previous one. And then we'll hop straight over into Zigbee to MQTT, where I already had permit join enabled when I powered it up, so it connected right away. And we can see here that we get the on-off state. We get a brightness state as expected with dimming. We can decide the power on behavior, so whether or not it goes back to its previous state or a fixed on. I think that would be more useful. And a very handy addition here, which I'd not previously talked about, is you get to see the live energy usage of the bulbs. You can also set a few other parameters here, a delayed on, what the external trigger mode is for the switch that you have wired into it, and you can also calibrate it. So I'm going to start this process here now. It takes a couple of minutes, but what this does is it goes up and down through the brightness range, calibrating where each increment should be. So 50% looks right, and all the way up to 100% and all the way down to 1% all look how they should look. And while we're waiting for that to calibrate, I'll have a quick look at some of these final options. We have a minimum brightness threshold, which maps the minimum brightness that you set here to 1% when you're normally using it in Home Assistant. We have the transition time and the dimming light rate when you're using the switch, how quickly the lights will dim up and down. I'm going to just tweak my transition time here down to 1 second because it currently fades on quite slowly by default. So that should be a little bit nicer. And we'll let it finish calibrating and see how it looks. And here we have the lights in my kitchen. They come on and off with a really nice fade transition now. And we can control the lights off and back on, and any brightness in between, as you would expect, which I've really missed being able to do in my kitchen. Traditionally, they would just come on at max brightness and blind us in the evenings, but now I don't have that problem, and I'm probably going to switch to using these relays everywhere. And there we have it. Sonoff's latest and greatest relays, all in one quick video. I honestly think Sonoff have smashed it recently. Over the last year or two, they've started introducing Matter devices, mini versions of all of their existing relay products, and even a bunch of new ones. And now all of those mini relay products have fusion variants, which saves them from having to develop a new switch version of each product and relay that they come up with, and it saves you a bunch of space in your back boxes for your installations. It's a win-win, really. And now I finally have a go-to dimming relay and switch to recommend to people, and I have a funny feeling they're going to slowly replace all of the simple on-off relays that I currently have in use around my home. If you would like to pick up any of the products featured in this video, the links will as always be on my website, homeiswherethesmartis.uk, and I will try my best to make sure that they are all tagged to the bottom of this video on my homepage. If you would like to see more videos like this one in the future, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to join my amazing community of smart home enthusiasts that has really started to pick up towards the end of this year. 2025 has been a pretty huge year for me so far, so let's try and round it out by hitting 2k subscribers and find out how much bigger we can make that number in 2026. Anyway, as I was saying, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a happy and safe New Year's, and as always, remember, home is where the smart is.